Hi everyone, it's Lindey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to go over 11 massive shipping mistakes that I see new sellers making. If we've never met before, hello, my name is Lindey. I work from home as an e-commerce seller and I have a beauty store on eBay. My channel is all about helping other e-commerce sellers grow their home businesses. So if those kind of videos interest you, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And I'm about ready to drop some serious information in this video all about shipping. So if that kind of video interests you, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That lets me know that you like and appreciate content like this. And it also lets YouTube know that other sellers out there might be able to benefit from this information. Today's video is also brought to you in partnership with the Product Sourcing 101 Liquidation Guide. If you run any kind of storefront, whether it's online or at an actual brick and mortar store, you know that sourcing merchandise is a big part of how you run your business. Because if you don't have merchandise to sell, then you can't sell. Not only does this guide have over 170 pages worth of helpful information for getting people started with buying, liquidation, and wholesale, but there's also an additional guide that goes along with it that has dozens of pages full of reputable sources to buy from. So if you've really been struggling with where to find the companies that have the merchandise that you're wanting to source, this guide is an extremely helpful tool for any e-commerce seller. It even includes a bonus guide on how exactly to read manifests to set you up for success when you're buying liquidation and wholesale. Now, this is not a liquidation guide that I myself have created. However, I am an affiliate with Product Sourcing 101, and I do stand behind this guide. I have completely read through it, and if I was to create my own liquidation guide, it would look shockingly similar to this. This guide literally has hundreds of pages of valuable information and reputable companies that you can source with. Now, this liquidation guide is not free. It does cost $77, but in my humble opinion, it is well worth every single dollar. I do have an affiliate link if you would like to purchase this guide. I will link it down in the video description. I will also pin it to the top comment in the comment section. If you do decide to purchase this guide using my affiliate link, it does directly benefit me and my YouTube channel. I do greatly appreciate all of your support. I do have to reiterate that this guide has so much good information. I would be really surprised if you were disappointed. You guys know I do not like to publicly give out all of the sources of merchandise that I have, but I'll admit most of them are on this list. So go check out the link down in the video description if you're interested in checking out the Product Sourcing 101 Liquidation Guide. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen about this partnership, and let's get on with the rest of the video. Now, again, anytime that I make a video talking about mistakes that I see sellers making, it's in no way to shame or judge sellers for making these mistakes because, I mean, come on. I tell you guys about the mistakes I make all the time. We don't know that they're mistakes unless someone tells us that they're mistakes, which is another reason why I feel like these kind of videos are a perfect opportunity for new sellers, because if you're making a mistake and you don't know you're making that mistake, this is your chance to course correct and become a better seller. This first mistake comes from comments that I see on almost every single one of the shipping videos that I have on my YouTube channel, and that is thinking that all priority envelopes are all flat rate envelopes. Now, this is a huge mistake because it can involve you scamming the United States Postal Service out of their rightfully owed money, or it can result in there being payment due upon delivery of your buyer. When it comes to priority flat rate envelopes, there are three and only three. There is a standard flat rate envelope, a legal sized flat rate envelope, and a padded flat rate envelope. There are also regular Tyvek bagged envelopes, but these are not flat rate. There was an abundance of comments on my shipping videos indicating that I was forgetting about the Tyvek flat rate envelopes. No, I did not forget. Those are not flat rate, which is why I didn't talk about them. The key thing on any priority flat rate product is that the words flat rate are on the packaging. If it does not say flat rate on the packaging, it is not a participant in the United States Postal Service's flat rate shipping promotion. So if you have a priority envelope that does not say flat rate anywhere on the packaging, that means that anything that you are shipping inside of that packaging is subject to priority shipping by weight, not by a flat rate price. So if you're doing a little bit too much assuming that all of these priority envelopes are created equal and that one Tyvek priority envelope is the same as a standard flat rate, you are wrong. Also, because the size difference is extremely different. If you are putting a regular flat rate label on one of those larger priority Tyvek envelopes, you are grossly underpaying for your shipping label. That's scamming the United States Postal Service out of the funds that they are rightfully owed for shipping your product, and it runs you the risk of having postage due when that package is delivered to your buyer. So please, 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 if you are printing priority flat rate labels, make sure that you are putting them on the correct priority flat rate envelope that they belong on. That's something else. Not all priority flat rate envelopes ship for the same rate. Like I said, there are three: the standard, the legal size, and the padded. And all three of those have a different rate. So do not print a regular flat rate envelope shipping label just because it's the cheapest and put it on a legal size, or put it on the padded flat rate envelope thinking that all priority flat rate envelopes are created equal, because they are not. So if you hear people talk about priority flat rate supplies, do not assume that all priority products are considered flat rate. It has to say flat rate on the packaging in order to qualify for the flat rate shipping service, and also understand that all priority flat rate envelopes or flat rate boxes are at different rates, so you cannot just use one label and stick it on any flat rate packaging that you see. The second shipping mistake is very closely related to the first when it comes to flat rate envelopes, and that mistake is not taking advantage of the benefits of being able to ship something in a flat rate envelope and save money on shipping when applicable, because you think that those envelopes are only supposed to be meant for documents, whether you thought that just by looking at them, or because a United States postal clerk told you that that's all they should be used for. I just did a video a couple of months ago talking all about proper use of priority flat rate envelopes when it comes to what you are allowed to ship per the United States Postal Service's own memo. I will link that video up here in the iCards. I'll also put it down in the video description and pin it to the top comment. It's an extremely important video because you have to know, as a seller, you need to know the policies so that you can protect yourself against the United States Postal Service clerks that are unfamiliar with what is actually allowed. That video came from hearing way too many times of sellers getting turned away, not being able to use their flat rate envelopes because they were trying to ship something that wasn't documents. So if you've been afraid of shipping anything in a flat rate envelope, highly recommend you go check out this video that's up here, because I give you the tools in that video so that you can defend yourself in the event it gets questioned by any clerk. The third shipping mistake that I see new sellers making is only weighing the item that you are selling when you're creating the shipping label, and not weighing the item in the packaging you're shipping it in before printing the shipping label. And this is a huge mistake, because it's not just the weight of the product that you're selling that's important. It is the weight of everything in its entirety. Because when you print the shipping label and you put that shipping label on the package, it's not just about the weight of the contents inside. It's about the weight of the package in its entirety, with the box, the bag, the packing material, even the added weight of the tape it took you to close up the package. So depending on how small or large that package is, you could be, again, underpaying for your shipping label, which can result in postage due to your buyer, or potentially scamming the United States Postal Service out of the funds that they're owed. It could also result in your package getting returned to you, and then the buyer gets frustrated because they never got the item that they paid for. This also falls into a similar mistake that new sellers make when creating their listings. And that's the fourth shipping mistake, and that is assuming how much something is going to weigh when they're creating their listing if they're having the buyer pay for the shipping label. You cannot assume weights, especially if you're a new seller, if you're wanting to make sure that the buyer pays 100% of the cost of the shipping label, especially if you're wanting to sell internationally. If you assume the weight and you assume too low, then the buyer is not going to pay for all of the shipping label, and then you as the seller are going to have to pay the overage that the buyer did not pay, and that is going to eat into your profits. This is also a problem if you want to do free shipping and you are assuming that an item weighs a certain amount and you'll be able to ship it at a first-class rate, and so you price it accordingly, and then you find out that in fact it weighs over a pound with the packaging, and now you're going to have to eat into your profits to pay for a more expensive shipping label. Or if you assume that something is going to fit in a flat rate envelope without actually checking to see if it does, and then after it sells, you go to ship it and you find out it's not going to fit in a flat rate, and so now you're going to have to pay by pound, and lo and behold, your buyer is in California and it's going to cost you an extra $8 to ship it by weight. Do not assume weights and do not assume shipping packaging. If you are not 100% positive, you should be putting the product inside the package that you intend to ship it in if it's a flat rate. Or if it's not going to be in a flat rate, you need to put that item in the packaging that you intend to ship it in, weigh all of it in its entirety, and that is the weight that you should be putting in your listing. I hear new sellers losing so much in profits because they do way too much assuming of how much the product weighs. The fifth mistake is not utilizing the free shipping supplies that are given to us by the United States Postal Service. It's surprising to me how many new sellers that I talk to that have no idea that you can get free priority supplies not only from the post office, but that you can actually order them online and have them delivered to your home in bulk. All you have to do is go to USPS.com, make sure you have a registered account, and you can order multiple free priority shipping supplies to be delivered directly to your house at zero cost. There's not even a delivery fee. And this is an amazing tool for sellers that are just getting started that don't want to invest a whole bunch of money in shipping supplies. Because if you're a seller that ships everything primarily through priority flat rate services, maybe everything that you have fits in a padded flat rate envelope, or you can ship anything in a medium flat rate box. This allows you to basically pay nothing for shipping supplies. You can't get it online anymore, but sometimes if you go to your post office and you smile enough at the clerk, you might be able to even get rolls of priority shipping tape for free as well. And if that happens, you don't have to pay for shipping supplies at all. And as long as you're paying for USPS priority mail, you're not required to pay for any of those shipping supplies. That's a segue into the sixth most massive mistake that I see new sellers making when it comes to shipping, and that is misusing those free United States Postal Service supplies. Now, as quickly as the United States Postal Service has given us access to so many free shipping supplies, they can just as quickly take that privilege away. Now, the primary way I see these shipping supplies being misused the most is when sellers are using these free supplies as a form of packaging and then covering up the priority shipping method with a different kind of packaging. For instance, they might be using a padded flat rate envelope and they're just utilizing the bubble wrap that's inside of that as a free source of padding and then putting that into a regular poly bag and shipping it either another shipping method or they use it to ship the cheapest method, which is first class. Don't be that guy. Don't do that. You're gonna ruin it for everybody. You can use the priority shipping supplies however you see fit, as long as you intend to pay for priority shipping. If you are not going to pay for priority shipping, if you plan to use another shipping service, or if you're planning to use parcel ground or first class, you cannot use the priority shipping supplies that are given to you for free. You can't just cover up the priority shipping and use the free supplies however you deem necessary. That's not how it works. It's an abuse of supplies, it's going to ruin it for everybody, and it could get you fined big money. Now, I know that a lot of you guys have seen me talk about using the priority 1096L box and placing it inside of a flat rate envelope. A lot of you guys have questioned whether or not this is a violation of the terms and conditions when it comes to the free priority supplies. And I have had it confirmed again and again that this is fine. You can use multiple free priority shipping supplies in your packaging as long as you pay for priority shipping. Now, where you cannot use multiple shipping supplies is if you are using multiple flat rate products. For instance, you cannot use a flat rate padded envelope and put it inside of a regular flat rate envelope. Or you cannot use Priority Express packaging and cover it with a priority flat rate label. This means that you are covering up the fact that it's a more expensive flat rate shipping option with a cheaper one. So you cannot use flat rate within a flat rate, or you cannot cover Priority Express with a priority product. But if you want to use standard priority shipping supplies in conjunction with other priority products, it is completely allowed, as long as you're paying for priority service. The seventh massive shipping mistake is going into the post office to pay for your shipping labels. If you are an e-commerce seller that's either just starting or you've been in the game for a bit and you're still walking into the post office to pay for your shipping labels, you are 100% of the time paying more than if you just printed your shipping labels at home. You will always get a cheaper price when you print your labels online versus walking into the post office. Every single time. There has never been an instance when you walked in and paid a clerk that you actually got a better deal. It doesn't happen. So if you are an e-commerce seller and you are constantly going to the post office to pay for your shipping labels, save yourself the time, save yourself the money, print your labels from home. It is not difficult. Every single time I have ever printed a shipping label online, it doesn't matter what platform it's been on, whether it's through PayPal directly, through Amazon, through eBay, Poshmark and Mercari both give you an option to just email you the shipping label. It is always very straightforward. Every online platform has made it excruciatingly easy to print your labels online. All you need in order to do this, aside from some paper and a printer, is a shipping scale, because you need to know how much your package weighs if you're going to pay for and print a shipping label. Shipping scales are not expensive. I've had the same one for years. It goes up to 50 pounds. It was 20 bucks on Amazon. I'll go ahead and link it down in the video description if you need a new shipping scale. But once you have those things, it'll save you so much time and money just printing from home, and every e-commerce seller should be printing their labels online and not going into the post office to do that. Ah, crap. What number are we on now? This is what happens when I don't number my notes. Are we on number 8? I think we're on number 8. Forgive me. Pretty sure we're on number 8. Massive shipping mistake number 8 is not scheduling postage pickups at your home or office and insisting that you carry packages into the post office in order to have them shipped out. I have not gone to the post office to drop off packages in years. Literal years. Not only can you get free shipping supplies on USPS.com, but you can also schedule for your postal carrier to pick up packages on your porch or in a designated area on any day of the week except for Sunday. I have done that for years, and I will never go back to doing it the other way. And I tell you why. Because time is money, and time adds up. if you're having to go to the post office every single day. So depending on where you live in relation to your post office, you could be just a hop, skip, and a jump away. But in the last town I lived in, it was clear across town, which I didn't live in a big town by any means, but it was still 15 minutes. So it would take me 15 minutes to get there, 15 minutes to get home, and that's only if I just dropped off the packages and left immediately. That's 30 minutes a day. If you go 5 days a week, that's 150 minutes a week. That's 2.5 hours out of your week that you spent just driving to and from the post office. Think about it this way. If you can list 10 items an hour on eBay, that's potentially 25 less listings that you were able to get up in your eBay store every single week because you're driving to and from the post office. That's 100 listings a month. You could be using that time to get up another 100 listings every single month, but no, you're driving to and from the post office. So 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back doesn't sound like a big deal when you look at it that way, but when you look at the bigger picture, what are you doing? Have the packages picked up. And now I do understand that not everybody can benefit from having packages picked up. Maybe you live in an apartment. Maybe you don't trust packages being on your porch for a long period of time because you're worried about people stealing them. So I understand. If you go to the post office because you feel like that's the safest way to ship packages to your buyers, I totally get it. But if you've never thought about having it done, or you didn't know that you could have it done, you should definitely consider it. It's a zero cost benefit. You just have to go online and schedule your pickups every single day. The 9th massive shipping mistake is thinking that first class labels stop at 13 ounces. This is a comment that I get so frequently, it almost shocks me a little bit that so many people think that this is the case. And that mindset stems from someone going into the post office and paying for shipping labels, or being told by a postal clerk at one point that first class stops at 13 ounces and everything over 13 ounces has to go another shipping service. That is 100% not true. Not true. Not true. What is true is if you are going into the post office to pay for your shipping label, that is when first class stops at 13 ounces, which is another benefit to always printing your shipping labels online. Because when you print your shipping labels online, first class actually goes all the way up to 15.9 ounces. So you actually get more benefit from those less expensive first class shipping labels when you print your labels from home, because if your item weighs between 13 and 15.9 ounces, you're avoiding paying significantly more for your shipping label. So if you are a seller that heard a postal clerk at one point say that first class stops at 13 ounces, or you only ever go into the post office and they tell you that anything over 13 ounces has to go an additional shipping service, I'm sorry to say, you've been wasting money on shipping. You don't know what you don't know. That's the purpose of this video. The 10th massive shipping mistake is not opting to pay for insurance on first class items if you're selling something expensive but lightweight. So one of the benefits of shipping an item using the United States Postal Service priority shipping method is that you usually get anywhere from $50 to $100 of free insurance coverage with any priority shipping label. However, with first class, you do not get that same insurance coverage for free. Now, selling what I sell, a lot of the merchandise that I send out to my buyers are super lightweight, but a lot of those lightweight items are also pretty expensive. I see a lot of sellers just haphazardly sending out expensive items first class without thinking of the repercussions of a lost or damaged package, especially right now. Especially right now with the current state of the United States Postal Service and the pandemic, we are seeing a lot of packages getting lost. We are seeing a lot of packages getting damaged. And if you don't have insurance protection on those packages, you're gonna have to end up eating costs in refunds. Now, I am not saying that you need to buy insurance on every single first class package. That's not what I'm saying. However, I would highly suggest that you buy the additional insurance for first class packages for anything you're selling that's over $50. That's what I do personally. And depending on how much the item weighs, it might just be beneficial to just put it in a priority flat rate envelope of some kind. That way you get the free insurance coverage and your buyer gets the benefit of receiving their item a little bit faster. So depending on the first class weight, it could be cheaper just to ship it first class and add a couple of dollars worth of insurance. Or you might find it more beneficial to pay another dollar or two and just send it in a priority flat rate of some kind to get that insurance for free. Regardless of whichever way you choose to handle the insurance aspect of your package, I highly recommend that you take some extra care in insuring anything that you're selling for over $50, especially if it's shipping first class. Because first class shipping is cheap for a reason. There is no insurance coverage at all. So if that package is lost or if that package is damaged, you're going to have to refund your buyer and you will be eating that cost if you haven't bought insurance. And the 11th massive shipping mistake that I wanted to talk about today was not having your packages scanned and received officially by the post office. And now this can be a real issue if you want to have packages picked up on your porch. So here's the thing that a lot of new sellers don't understand about having your packages scanned. You think that when you print the shipping label, as long as you print the shipping label within the handling time you have specified in your eBay account, that's not where the buck stops. You have to make sure that the United States Postal Service actually scans in and receives the packages into their system. Because if they don't, you're not technically getting your package out by your specified handling time. This can result in late shipments, and it can result in losing a top-rated seller status if that's what you've achieved. I know this from experience. About 3 years ago, I actually lost my eBay top-rated seller status for over 3 months because my postal carrier was not scanning my packages and I didn't realize it. So what ended up happening was I was putting packages on my porch and I wasn't following up to make sure that they were getting scanned. And I had a ton of late shipments on my account. And those late shipments took me from being a top-rated seller down to just being above standard, which, there's nothing really wrong with being above standard, but I worked really hard to achieve the top seller status. That got me shipping discounts. It got me a seal of approval from eBay. So the fact that the post office wasn't scanning my packages, that was eating into my bottom line. It was possibly keeping me from having sales. It was keeping me from saving additional money on shipping labels. Needless to say, I was pissed about it. I actually had to go into my post office and speak with the postmaster and let him know that my carrier not scanning my packages was costing me money. So it took a little bit of time and a little bit of nagging, if I'm being honest, to finally get to the point where my post carrier was scanning my packages as they put it in their truck on every single day of pickup. Now, this might also be a reason why you would opt into going into the post office to have your packages scanned versus having someone pick them up on your porch. But you could always do like I did, go to your post office and express the importance of the postal carrier actually scanning your packages into the system. That's all it took for me. After I moved to my new house, I did the same thing with my post office here. I went in and I spoke with them and I said, hey, I just moved to the area. I have a home business. I will be scheduling pickups every single day. Please make sure that my postal carrier knows that my packages do need to be scanned. It is very important for my handling time. They told me no problem, and ever since I moved in, I have had 0 issues with my tracking labels being uploaded, validated, and scanned on time. It really is just about doing your due diligence and reaching out to your local post office and letting them know the importance and working together as a team. Because honestly, e-commerce sellers, people that run home businesses where we have to ship packages almost daily, we can't do what we do without cooperation from our local post office. So remember that, be kind, but also be firm, which I was very firm. I was mad. I was so mad. So just be respectful, communicate with them, let them know the importance of it, and I'm sure that they would be more than happy to scan the packages when they pick them up. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe before you leave and ring the notification bell if you haven't already. Let me know down in the comments below, are you guilty of any of these shipping mistakes? Are there any shipping mistakes that you have personally made that I didn't mention? Leave it down in the comments below. That's a real learning opportunity for all of us because there are a lot of mistakes out there. I didn't want to have to include them all in this video because we would be sitting here forever. If you're interested, please don't forget to check out my affiliate link for the Product Sourcing 101 liquidation guide. I've linked it in the top pinned comment, also down in the video description. I've also put a lot of other useful information in there for you guys as well. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you with my next video. Bye-bye.